Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for being here again with me today. I want to show you 10 things that you could already have in your refrigerator that you could use in a pinch to use it as a pill treat for your dog. So stick around and I'm going to show you what those 10 things are. So the reason why I wanted to do this video is I have found myself many times either in my own home or at somebody else's house when all of a sudden I realize it's time to give Ruby her meds and I either forgot to bring her pill treats along or I meant to make another batch of her pill treats and life happened and I totally forgot, and now it's 6 p.m. which is, if many of you who have dogs that are on seizure medications, you know that some of those medications have to be given or should be given right at the exact time. So I wanted to come up with what are a number of different things that if you're at home or if you're at somebody else's house, you easily could use to find to easily create a pill treat with just one ingredient. So the last time I remember this happening, it was probably about a year ago. This one just stands out in my mind. I'm sure there have been other times, but I remember being at somebody's house and I always am so good about making sure I have Ruby's food with me, so I keep her on that same feeding schedule. I always make sure that I have her meds with me, so I'm not forgetting that. However, it came time to giving her pills and I realized I forgot to bring something along that I could put the pill in. And I know some people will say, hey, just throw the pills down your dog's throat, but that just doesn't work with Ruby. I've tried it, it's stressful for her, it's stressful for me, and if you have a dog with epilepsy, you know that stress can be a trigger for a dog, so I'm not gonna evoke some sort of stressful situation of me trying to jam pills down her throat. However, she's a very food motivated dog, so food has always been the key for giving her her meds. So I remember standing in front of this refrigerator looking, and there wasn't a whole lot in there. And just starting to kind of have that panic feeling. You know, normally my go-tos that you would typically find in a refrigerator just weren't there. And so my only option was, there was a pan of lasagna and I took a big scoop of all of that, smushed her pills in, and Ruby had the best night ever, because normally lasagna wouldn't be something that I would be giving her. However, when it comes down to a situation where it's giving your dog something that maybe you normally wouldn't give them, or your dog not taking or being able to take their pills, the making sure that they take their pills is gonna always come ahead of maybe her having something that night that she wouldn't normally get to eat. So I want to show you some things that I have found to be really helpful. Not all of them are super healthy. So if you've watched any of my previous videos, you've seen my pill treats recipes that I've created. I also have a pill treat book called Homemade Pill Treats, Dog Treats Made with Real Food by Mandy Lee that you can find on Amazon. But other than that, I typically am always advocating for a healthy, nutrient-dense food that your dog is having on a regular basis. So what I'm talking about today is not necessarily the regular basis, it's when you're in a pinch and you need to give them that pill. So I have a number of different items that I have available, I know, in my fridge that I'm going to show you. So the first is lunch meat. So I tend to buy a lunch meat that doesn't have any seasonings in it, that has not been marinated in any way, that there's no extra things that have been added to it. And so that always can be a good option for me to just roll the pill in, and I'll show you how to do that in just a little bit. I always have bananas around, so either if you eat bananas or if you're at a house that there are bananas, this is half a banana with my oatmeal this morning. So I'm going to show you how I use banana if I didn't have anything else. to give Ruby her meds because she does love bananas. Cottage cheese is another option I have used in the past. I think I've used it once, and all I did was I put her pill in her dish and I put a big dollop of cottage cheese over it, and she thought it was amazing. So she went to town eating that. Cream cheese is another option to use. Usually someone will have a stick of cream cheese around, and that's a great way to get your dog to take a pill if you don't have anything else to use. A good classic go-to definitely is the hot dog. Another cheese would just be, usually in every home you're gonna find American cheese slices. So cheese is also a great way. The slices are really easy to work with and can form around the pill. This is a weird one. And this is one though that I discovered being at someone's house. They had this. I didn't have a way to give Ruby her pills. And so I used this and it worked like magic. So now what I tend to do is, I think you say it's Braunschweiger. I might be saying that wrong. I'm not even exactly sure what is in this concoction. Oh, it's liver sausage. So people, I guess, eat this. They slice it and they put it on and they eat it like a sandwich. I don't. But it's very easy to buy this in most grocery stores. So I tend to, I'll pick one up and it lasts in the refrigerator for quite a while. So this is kind of a backup that I keep. This has also come in beneficial if Ruby all of a sudden, like, she's not feeling well and she doesn't take what I would normally give her as far as the pill treat or another way that I give her pill. This is a surefire way that she is gonna take her medication. So if you're ever at anybody's house and you are trying to figure out a way to give your dog their pills and they have this in their fridge, this is a great option. It's simple. Everyone's gonna have bread at their house typically, and so just taking a piece of bread and grabbing off a piece, I don't use the crust part, I just use the soft middle part, and literally just creating a ball of bread around that pill. I always have green beans. Ruby loves green beans. I love green beans. So I feel like that's a pretty common vegetable that you're gonna have in people's homes. So often you would only want to do this with a cooked green bean though. So, you know, the green beans, there is kind of a tunnel hole through them, so you could smush the pill in there. So Ruby loves green beans, so it's a great way to give her pills. And then the 10th thing, you know, there's always the classic peanut butter. Peanut butter, I know people use that all the time. It works great for their dog. If your dog will eat around the pill with the peanut butter and they won't take the actual pill, you can use chunky peanut butter. That's a great option too. But instead of peanut butter, if you want to give your dog some healthy fats, doesn't have all the sugar that peanut butter does. Often people will have a jar of coconut oil in their home, and so you can scoop out some coconut oil and then form it around the pill and give it to your dog that way. So next I'm going to show you how I take all of these items and how I would use it to put Ruby's pill in it. I'm just going to use some ibuprofen because I don't want to waste her medication showing you how to do this. But the tablets that I'm going to use are about the size of Ruby's pills that she gets. So obviously what I'm going to show you, you would just have to adjust it size-wise based on the size of your dog and the size of the pill or capsule that they take. Again, this isn't my recommendation for every day, multiple times a day that they're getting this, but I wanted to give some ideas for what you can use if you find yourself in a situation that you don't have what you would normally give their pills, you don't have the pill treats on hand. I stay away from, I don't buy the store-bought pill treats anymore. I did originally, and then I just started looking closer at her diet as I was trying to figure out ways of reducing her seizures, and looking at that back of the package one day and just seeing all of the crazy ingredients that were in there, I decided I was going to be done with them. And so Ruby only gets food that is human grade food when I'm giving her her pills. So let me show you how I use these different products to give Ruby her pills in a pinch. So that's it. 10 simple ingredients that you probably already have in your refrigerator, or if you're at somebody else's house, they probably have a couple of those items. If you're in a pinch and you need to give your dog meds and you forgot to bring their pill treats along. So I hope that was helpful. There are probably many other examples. If you have your go-to ingredient that you use, your piece of food, that if you don't have your pill treats and you need to give your dog meds, what works for you, please share it in the comments below. If you haven't already and you're interested in more videos like this, where I am looking to help support the epi dog owner, so owners of dogs with canine epilepsy, feel free to subscribe. And I hope to see you back next time as I continue to kind of work out some of these tips and tricks that help make owning a dog with epilepsy just that much bit easier. So thanks for learning today with me as I continue to learn with Ruby. Have a good day.